Good morning, YouTube. How are you this morning? I'm pretty good. It's about 10:45 and I am in Madison, Mississippi. Writing down my load plan here for my weekend trip. I was happy, but now I'm not happy. I got here at 9:40. I beat the other Maverick truck. He ain't been here yet. And he had more hours than me to drive when we left on Wednesday. Oh well. Got up on time, got down here, pulled up. There was two trucks starting here. One of them was just getting ready to pull out. He just was putting away his dunnage. And another one in front of me. So I pulled behind him, walked inside, gave him my bills. He signed them, handed them back, told me to untarp and unsecure and pull in when the bay was empty. So I got out there. And just got the tarps off, and then the other guy pulled in. So I pulled the truck up into the shade. There's a shade from over the building. And then I finished untarping, got everything off except for a strap. And then by the time I got that done, got it all put away, the guy in front of me was gone. So I pulled in and got out, took the strap off, and he came over and took the coil off. So I got the dunnage and everything else put away. I got it all done, including unloading in 45 minutes. Man, I am personally impressed with that. I got in here to look at the pre-plan that I was given, send in my empty call, and I looked at it, and it was going from someplace down by New Orleans up to Indiana. It was like 790 miles, but then just as I was getting ready to send the empty call, I got an unpre-plan and then a new pre-plan. I ended up calling my fleet manager and asking him about it. He said he couldn't figure out why they took it off of me, unless it was the fact that they wanted to reduce the empty miles. So I'm going over to Jackson now to pre-coat. Oh, the other load was lumber, and I was looking forward to it because it was so long, not because it was lumber. But this is going over to pre-coat in Jackson, and I pick up another coil, which is all right. There's no weight on it, no pieces. But it's going to train in Fort Smith. That's with the empty 425 miles. And I am not eligible for the 800-mile minimum on the weekend. So my fleet manager told me I'd go ahead and go get it, start heading that way. And he would start poking around, see if maybe somebody needed a repower that lived in Arkansas. Because it's kind of slow in Fort Smith, supposedly. Because that's right next door. I don't know, man. I mean, it's trucking. I can handle it. I do. I just wanted a big weekend to come into next week. So I'll chat at you, I guess, after I get it loaded. Hey! Good afternoon, YouTube. How are you this afternoon? I am sweaty. I am in Jackson, Mississippi at Pre-Coat Metals, and I got here a couple of hours ago. Well, it took about 30 minutes to get here, but got here and checked in, and then they had me just sitting for 45 minutes. Apparently, they didn't have nothing ready for this load. The only thing he told me was build 2 cradles. That was it. He didn't have weights, nothing. I said, okay. I went back here and built 2 out of the side cradles. And I set them up for 24,000 pounds each, because like I said, I didn't know what this was going to be. I went back inside and told him I was ready. And he said, well, we're not. We got to figure it out. I said, okay. But they wouldn't let me go sit in my truck. I had to sit on the little picnic table outside their shipping office in the warehouse. And it was hot as all get out. So I sat there, and he finally came out about 30 minutes later and said, okay, here's what's the deal. I got 2 coils we're going to pick up here. Ding, 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 ding. Red alert. Here. And they're 5,000 pounds each. Oh. I said, okay. And they're little bitty things. 23 inches. So, then he told me, after we get them on there, then you're going to go down the street to another facility and pick up the rest of it. I said, more coils? He said, no. Palletized skids of flats. That's what he said. So basically it's supposed to be skidded, pre-cut flat squares of steel. I had no idea. The whole thing is supposed to weigh 49,000 pounds. Now I find that out. So I had to go back and redo my cradles. I took out the extra coil racks, tightened up my timbers, put shims in, laid out my chains and my binders. And then when the guy in front of me was done, I pulled in, and I got a ration of grief. I don't know what their problem is over there. I guess they don't like new people or don't like Maverick. I don't know. And he put the coils on there, and they were little. I got pictures of them on Facebook. So I threw chains on it, Maverick way. Got 2 chains on each, center and rear. Tightened them down, and then came over here. Come over here, gave them my bills, about a mile and a half away. And they said, pull around the building to the back door, and we'll be back there when we get to you. Okay. So I got back here, and I had to back in down a long driveway, about 100 yards or whatever. It's at least 300 feet. I was like, yeah. So I got up here, backed in all the way as far as I could. I can't get the whole thing in, just the trailer. So the tractor's outside, the sun's beating on it, I'm sweating to death sitting here. And so I threw out the friction mats, and I don't know how many pallets I'm getting. I don't know anything else at this point. Guess we will have to update you when I find out. But the upside is I actually don't have to take this load to Fort Smith. I just got to take it to Little Rock, to the yard. Fleet manager called me. Actually, 2 fleet managers called me. Mine and another one with a much prettier voice. They both told me that they have a driver that needs a reset, and he's going to be on Little Rock tonight, early in the morning, and he could take my load, and I'll take his. Okay, that's cool. His is going to Alabama, so it'll be like another 430 or 440 miles. And I think it said Birmingham. So I'll be able to get to Little Rock. If I get out of here in the next 2 hours, including tarping, I can make it to Little Rock tonight. I can do my laundry, run to Walmart, and then after he shows up in the morning, we can swap, and I can hang out till, say, Sunday morning sometime. Head down to the receivers. They're supposed to have overnight parking. Park there, deliver that puppy first thing Monday morning. That sounds like a plan. So that makes this about a 700-mile load. But the good thing is I actually get paid 2 stops for this one. They thought it was only 1, so I sent a message telling them FM that it wasn't. There was actually 2 stops. So they rebuilt the load, and I got 2 stops out of it. So that's extra right there. Every 2 cents counts. Okay, so that's about it for right now. I'll let you know how it goes when they get the rest of it on here. Good afternoon, YouTube. How are you? I am wiped out. It is 5 o'clock, and I'm just now done in Jackson, Mississippi. I'm getting ready to head north. I am in desperate need of a shower, but I'm not going to get one. It took over 5 hours to get this place done. 5.5 actually. It took me about a total of 1 hour and 45 minutes to secure and tarp. This is just a crazy load. The skids and the coils, and it's no big deal. It's just the waiting. When I got over here, the first stop, they didn't have them ready, so I had to wait for them to find them. And then when I went over there, they didn't have them ready either, and they knew I was coming. And it took them about 2.5 hours to find the ones I needed, stack them together and all that stuff, and then finally put them on the truck. But finally done. The guy I'm meeting tomorrow called me, so I got to text him back, let him know what time I'm going to be in North Little Rock, but I don't know when that's going to be. I'm going to try and get a couple hours in. Unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to make it to a pilot. I'm just going to make it to a regular truck stop, and I guess then I'll just stand outside and pour water over my freaking head. Kind of sucks, really. Oh well. I'll chat with you after a while. Good evening, YouTube. How are you this evening? I am pretty good, actually. It is about 9 p.m. Central Time, and I am in Dumas, Arkansas, which is off of US 65, about 90 miles south of Little Rock. And I am at Cash's Travel Center. It's a Citgo branded station. It is a very dark lot, as you can see. There is no lights out there other than the ones on the fuel island, and they're way over there. So that'll make sleeping very nice. I had originally planned to stop in Lake Station at a truck stop that I knew was there, and that truck stop is still there. However, they no longer allow trucks to park overnight. They have a 1 hour parking limit. Probably because there's only like maybe, well, there used to be like 15 or 20 spots there, but there's like 5 now. I'm not sure what the problem is. I did notice when I was going by, I was getting ready to pull in, that the back lot that where everybody used to park is now a grassy field. Don't know. So I'm going to kind of miss that spot because that is a really pretty spot, because where the truck's parked, you can look out past the truck stop where the gas station convenience store is and see the lake. Oh well, this is nice too. It is pitch black outside. And it's really cloudy. It's been raining on and off. And I just did my load check and felt around underneath it, and everything's still dry. Good tarp job. Good tarp job. So I'm going to get up around 7, take off, and get to Little Rock around 8:30 or 9 o'clock. I told the guy I was swapping with I would be there by 10. That's all right. I'm not in any rush. And neither is he, since he's having to reset on the yard. Because he's not even there yet, actually. He ran out of driving hours on the way in. About an hour away from Little Rock. And I ran out of driving hours too. I pulled on this lot with 1 minute left on my 14. That was a tight call. Man, I was pretty upset about that truck stop. I'm going to have to mark it off my truck stop list. Because I have a bunch that I like that I've found over the years, and that one was always really nice. But it's been about 6 or 7 years. Well, no, it hasn't been that long. It's been about 4 years since I've been to that truck stop. Things change. Things change. I remember this truck stop. But I remember it had a smaller lot. Now it's got a bigger lot. You can probably get about, well, Trucker's Path says you can get 25 trucks in here, but I bet you could probably get 50 in here if you really tried. Really, really tried. So I went back to Lizard Row all the way in the back. Just because I could. Not that there's any lizards here. Except for the scaly kind. I don't know. Some of them are pretty scaly too. I'm tired. I'm kind of goofy. But, so that's it. It's been a long day. And it was a hard day. Personal front. Talked to my mom this evening. She's told me that she had originally planned on retiring after Christmas, you know, because she's 70 now, and she's worked a long life, but she had planned on retiring at Christmas. But she told me this evening that she is going to be retiring at the end of September. Her words were, "I'm just tired, and I no longer like the job." At least that's what I think she said. So. And I think some of it has to do, too, with the fact that her mother passed away very recently, as y'all remember. It's only been about 6 weeks, maybe, if that much. And I know that was hard on her. It was hard on everybody. And I think, you know, she lasting as long as she did. Most people are still retiring at 63, 65. I know my dad retired at 65. But I think some of that had to do with health reasons. And, but she's decided to stay in the house. You know, my parents are divorced now. And she's decided to stay in the house and take care of her dog. And she talked about all the things she wants to do. So I got to make plans to sometime in October to be down there and meet with her. To take care of some family business. So that's where we stand. That's really it, personally. My wife did set up a GoFundMe page today, and I will put the link at the bottom of this video to pay for Pumpkin's medical expenses. It may take me a day or so to put the link down there. I got to get it first. To pay for her medical expenses and her ongoing care. The vet has decided that she is not a good candidate for surgery. I think I've told you all that before. And her hip has resettled back into place, but it's still weak. And so she's going to be on a lifelong pain management plan. But with the job change and everything that's going on and the fact that freight is slow. And of course, I just spent the last 10, 11 weeks working in Little Rock for less money than I would have made on the road. Things are kind of tight, and we'd like maybe see if we can get some help. Paying for her medical bills, I think they total about $2,000 altogether. That will enable us to not get evicted from our house, because we're pretty close as it is right now, and not get my pickup truck repossessed. Things are super tight. So if you're feeling in a generous mood and wish to donate, you can click the link when it's posted at the bottom of the video. And I think that's the only time I will mention that. So that's it. Until tomorrow, keep the shiny side up. 73s. I'll chat with you tomorrow. Bye.